Hi guys, Piotr here. This is LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to be with you again. It's time for commodity market update. We are going to check gold, silver charts as well as platinum and palladium. And well, if we are going to have 1 minute or two, we will go through the oil chart. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Okay folks, let's start with the weekly chart of the gold. As you can see, the 200 moving average is pointing higher. That is quite bullish, taking into the consideration current market turmoil. The next thing is this consolidation based on what we previously seen, the low, low, low and low, meaning that what we have already seen quite a few weeks ago, it was trying to make the false break and hold this 1700 level. Now, if that's the case, if we just stop count to the downside, meaning that this upside over here is well under the possible attack from the bull sides. Okay, next thing which is very important here, we might want to make some measure when it comes to the certain moves. And as you can see, right, we already made almost the third wave, and now is the question, very important question. Either we are going to just fulfill the full move, all right? So in that case, we are going to fight with this particular swing high over here. So it's going to be the third move, or we are going to make completely different measure based on this weekly chart. And we have to make the measure like this, meaning that this double high might come under pressure. So we might see levels higher towards 2150 at least, and if that's the case, after the retest we might see much higher levels. So that's the weekly chart, and it's valid as long as we are above 1700. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the daily chart on gold. Let's switch lower, and the things here looks very, very interesting. After the break higher through these levels, we've seen the retest, and few days ago we've seen another retest. So the level close to 1820 based on the daily looks like very solid support. Now, because of this move today, we have the zone between 1870 and 1900 as a possible demand zone when it comes to the pullback. So I'm looking for the market to go higher from here. I'm looking for the level close to this high, where is the liquidity, where is the possible liquidity, and market may want to find it. We are talking about the 2000 level psychological, but based on what we've seen already on weekly, and here is the same story with the equal moves when it comes to the daily chart. We might see stop count and move above 2100 when it comes to the bullish upside breakout. Okay, so based on the daily, as long as we are above 1800, it looks bullish to me when it comes to the gold. Okay, that's the weekly chart of the silver. Of course, it's trying to follow the price action when it comes to the gold. The thing is that similar to gold, we also have the false break to the downside. We have some kind of the consolidation based on this latest weakness. So in that case, we are talking about the levels shy below 20 as a strong support. We are trying to bounce here, all right? As of now, 200 daily moving average is pointing higher. So I do expect in case of the continuation to the upside move, I'm looking for the possible stop count and move above 24.50 towards 25, and well, the real fireworks should start with the market going above 26.5 and 27, because that could open the way into this triple top we've seen on the silver around 30, and with that being said, breaking through that level may open 40. But if you are going to try to compare what is going on lately on the silver and gold, we are not going to discover America that the silver is a little bit weaker. So in case you are looking for the possible rejection overall on the market, then well, if the silver is weaker, meaning that it might be quite good idea eventually, instead of shorting gold, to try to short the silver. In that case, based on the daily chart, 2250 looks like the strong possible supply level. So what you want to see is the fake to the upside, strong pullback, and continuation to the downside. How low can we go? As of now, we have strong support, as I mentioned, shy below 20. And if we are going to go through that level and close below, the next possible target is going to be around 1820 and 18 with the possible stop count to the downside. Palladium. When it comes to the weekly chart, it's very, very interesting because of this strong move to the downside. Finally, we hit very tight demand zone somewhere around the current level we are starting. We've seen the test previous week and we are trying to hold that level. We are trying to overtake the whole week based on the the whole move based on the previous week. If the market wants to continue, the stronger support I see here is somewhere around 1050 and psychological 1000 level. So that's from the buyer's perspective. If we are going to hold this level currently, I think I'm not gonna be surprised that the market may want to target levels close to 1800, 1900 based on what we've previously seen when it comes to this particular level and the rejections lately. So watch out for the price action because we have the steep move to the downside. To be honest with you, I haven't seen the capitulation, so I'm not gonna be surprised to see the lower levels. But anyway, from here we might want to see the attack towards, as I mentioned, 1800, 1900, where the bears may start to try to attack again, targeting 1100 and psychological 1000 level more or less. Platinum. Based on the weekly chart, it's unclear what the market wants to do. As you can see, we have a few weeks to the downside, few weeks to the upside, few weeks to the downside, more upside, stronger pullback, trying to, based on what gold is doing right now, trying to move higher. So as of now, from the trading perspective, I would try to make and find few important levels to try to create some kind of the range. In that case, to the downside, well, I would look for the buying the low around 900 and looking for the price action around 1130, 1150 for eventually a move to the downside. So from that perspective, buying low, selling high, trying to trade that range could be the name of the game as of now. Oil. Finally, now what is important from the weekly chart perspective is this weakness and that weakness. Why it's so important in my opinion? Well, the first one I've mentioned, this particular one, as you can see, been already tested quite few times taking into the consideration also the latest price action based on the weekly chart. So in that case, for me, much more important is going to be the one I've mentioned a second ago here. So that's gonna be much more important from my perspective, taking into the consideration the weekly chart. In that case, what I'm looking for? Well, I'm looking for the range to resolve to the upside. All right. In that case, if we are going to double that range, meaning that we are going to try to find some kind of the liquidity based on the higher level, and in that case, we are talking about the levels above 92 towards 94. If we are going to see rally towards this level and rejection, then I think that could be the very good setup to try to go short with the possible target down even towards 60, taking into the consideration that from the longer term perspective there are going to be plenty of stops, plenty of possible liquidity, and market may want to try to find these levels. So in that case, short term, I can see from the weekly chart perspective possible higher levels, and then I'm looking for sell-off. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the daily chart on the oil. And as you can see, lately we have this range we drew a second ago on the weekly chart. So to the upside, this range is around 82 and downside is around 72. In that case, as long as we are not resolving this range, buying the low and selling the high could be short-term name of the game when it comes to the oil. Guys, with that being said, strongly encourage you, leave your comment below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Wish you great next trading session. See you around. Take care and goodbye.